It's a Longbox.
Let's do.
Go ahead.
No, I do want to talk about that, but I want to do more of a. I want to watch it again, and because there was a bunch of different parts that I was talking about that I remembered while I was watching it last. What I would like to talk about is Jaws. And I don't know if I had ever seen the movie all the way through. I knew I'd seen parts of it, but I don't know if I'd ever seen it all the way through because it came out when I was a kid, so I wouldn't have. And obviously since then, it's for some reason not one of those Spielberg movies that I rewatched. Like it was usually E.T. or, one of the Indiana Jones movies or something.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan is a good one. But I finally just sat down and watched it again, and, case in point, the mayor of the town is a fucking moron. I mean, he literally goes up, there's all these people on the beach, and nobody's going in the water, duh, and he literally goes up to this couple who's, like, one of the, better off, in town, more well-known, whatever. And he's like, hey, why don't you get in the pool? He's like, I don't really want to, Mr. Mayor. He's like, listen, damn it. All these people on the beach, nobody's getting in the goddamn water. You need to show them, you need to be a leader. He basically suckers them into it. Like, hey, you listen, man, everybody looks up to you. If you go in the water, everybody will go. And so he does. And we end up losing a kid, and it's very violent and bloody. Like, I forgot that they show that part, like when the kid gets eaten. And it's like the kid's out there and he's on his thing and he's going, ah! And then it folds up and this big giant geyser of blood just, and it's like, oh my God! Oh! And I forgot that they show it. And I'm hoping to God that none of the fictional people in that scene actually saw that, because I didn't go to sleep that night. I didn't.
And I know it's fake.
I don't know how the sheriff could. Damn. Roy Scheider.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
But no, one of the best parts about that movie is that you see one of the things that Spielberg did differently in his movies that you see in this one, especially because it's one of his first ones, is that he made everything seem like real, like real life. Like people are talking over each other. Like there's a moment where Roy Scheider's on the phone and he's talking in the foreground on the phone. You can't hear the person on the other end of the line like they do in some movies. He's just talking on the phone. And in the background, his wife and kid are talking. You can kind of hear them, but you also hear Roy.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember his fucking character's name. But it's those like moments that really set Spielberg apart as a filmmaker when he was starting out, that his characters, the people in his movies, these actors seemed more like real people because they acted like real people. That happens in life. You're on the phone, you can't hear, they're, whatever. Like that, just shit like that. When Quint shows up in the town meeting, it's just classic. Robert Shaw, fucking beautiful. Just a beautiful performance. Oh my God, just glorious. And then we were there, and the first day, he's telling about the sharks after this boat sank in World War II. Ugh, God. 1,000 men went into the drink. They finally pulled out 144 of us. Like, Jesus. Ooh, yeah, that's what the sharks were doing that day in the Sea of Japan.
The shark saw that kid and he was like,
nice.
chomp.
But it's a really good movie, and I think I've talked about it on the show, or I've talked about to you about it, how great it is that, like, I mean, they had this animatronic shark ready to go. And Spielberg shows up and he's like, no, that looks like shit. But okay, we'll try it for a couple of days and it's not working. It's broken, whatever. And because of that, he's forced to be like, okay, I got to rely on my skills as a filmmaker and, as a creator of, like, how do you make this movie good with a shitty fucking shark? POV shots. All of the camera shots pretending that you're the shark, that makes the movie so much better and so much more tense.
It's always fun to hear those stories or see those tricks of, like, Yeah, because Raimi did the same thing with Evil Dead. He did the first-person shot coming at you,
Right.
the viewer, like,
Right.
or you're coming at the main characters. They're so like, and it's always that same.
And
it's the same trick of
Raimi
your
was more like-
imagination will always be scary.
Raimi was more like, I just don't have the money, and I gotta make do with what I got.
Spielberg was like, your imagination is what's going to be scary.
Well, Spielberg was like, the studio gave me a shitty fucking shark that I don't want to use because
I'm not
it
gonna
looks
show
like
it,
shit.
yeah.
So, it was different circumstances, but certainly that's what makes a great filmmaker is the ability to go, okay, I have a bunch of shit. How do I turn it into gold?
You'll find out.
How do I turn it into gold?
You'll find out that most of your favorite
And both
movies,
those filmmakers did.
most of your favorite movies are made with bubblegum and duct tape.
Oh yeah, I mean, so many times I'm watching a movie from like the 80s or something, and I see like a really bad edit,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know I could make that scene. I could film that scene with my phone.
Yeah.
Because you just edit
Tyler,
it a certain way.
I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yes.
For Jaws.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.